and welcome to A Roll of the Dice. This is the first video in what hopefully will be a series of videos exploring products, what we're doing and what our aims are. So my name's Paul and I'm the founder of A Roll of the Dice. So just to let you know who we are and what we do. So we've just set up a business called A Roll of the Dice. Now the aim of the business is to sell stuff to do with board games, board game accessories. We've set up a website to help us. We have an Etsy shop. And obviously, as we've just started, it's a very limited selection so far. But as we build up, hopefully, we'll be able to branch out into actually purchasing some board games that we can sell to our loyal customers. So the question then I'd like to address is, why have we set up A Roll of the Dice? Well, it comes down to the way the world's changing at the moment. So just to give you a bit of background, I've been working in various different things. I worked for Royal Mail for many, many years. My children, I have 3 children, they're growing up, and along their journey, we've had to understand them, and we've discovered that all of my children have different various forms of autism. Now, through this and the lockdowns, it's meant that they found it very, very difficult to attend college, to do normal things, to get into the world of work. My daughter has had, because of COVID, she's had ME, so physically she finds it very difficult. My oldest son, we're just now trying to get him diagnosed as autism, but mentally he finds it very hard to work. So obviously, as a father, I'm trying to do my best for my children. And I really saw it as we had a choice between, we could go down the route of trying to get them medically diagnosed and see what we could claim, or go down the route of trying to build something so that I can help my own children to make an income. Being the type of person I am, I much prefer to go down the route of building something to help them have an income. And I have had for many, many years a real love of board games, everything from Euro board games such as Carcassonne, Catan, used to play back in the day, Axis and Allies. I like strategic board games. A friend of mine got me into Lord of the Rings strategy battle game. Oh, goodness me, a good 20 odd years ago, more years than I care to remember. And so I've done tabletop gaming as well. Never got into role-playing games, mostly because I never really had time to games master it myself, and I don't really know anyone who plays it. Something I've always wanted to do. So you never know, maybe in the future we'll get a role-playing game session going. So this is something I've always had an interest in. Now, through the exploration of especially my oldest sons looking into autism and trying to identify it, I personally have come to the realisation that I've probably got autism myself. Now, many years ago, I was diagnosed with depression, but I think I probably misdiagnosed. More likely, I've got autism. So these videos, in a way, will be a part of exploring what autism is. As a man in my mid-40s, I expect there's a lot of other people who are in the same situation. So I'm hoping that through my own exploration and trying to understand my own autism, it may be others in that situation, we can help them to come to an understanding of that. So part of it will be exploration of autism. Now, I'm in a bit of a situation which I think a lot of fathers my age are finding themselves in. See, back in the day when I was my children's age, it was quite normal for us to get to our late teens, find a job, a career. I think back to when my father was my age, I'd already left home and my brother was on the verge of leaving home. Yet I find my children, through not only through their autism, their health issues, but just the way the world's changed, it's not as possible for them to be able to even think about leaving home. I said to my daughter that when I was young, it wasn't unusual. If you really wanted to do something else, you could support yourself on a small part-time cleaning job in the morning, have a small flat. You'd have to live frugally, but then you could learn something else, do something else with the rest of your time. It's not really possible nowadays. So again, this is a part of why I'm setting this up, because I don't see how the way the country's set up at the moment, my children are going to be able to do things that I kind of took for granted. Uh, we also have my father is getting involved with a roll of the dice as well. Now, I'm sure you'll see when you go to our website, which we will have linked in the description, you'll see his blog. Now, about 4 months ago, he's always worked his whole life, but about 4 months ago, he suffered quite a big stroke. Now he's doing fine, but part of his recovery, physically he's recovered very well, but we're trying to help him recover mentally as well. Now his big love is photography. Unfortunately, he spread that to my daughter, to my brother, to my niece and nephews. I've managed to resist completely the photography bug. However, he does love photography. He loves taking pictures, studio pictures. He does a lot of nature pictures. Some of the product pictures you'll see in there, especially the ones attached to our blog, were designed by my father. So you'll see on our website there's a blog, Rob Stewart Photography, where he's going to be discussing, because we know there's a lot of people who collect, for instance, Warhammer models. They like to paint it, and they want to be able to photograph and display it on social media, but don't know how to. Well, through my father's love of photography, we hope to have series of videos, and through his blog, regular releases of how to paint your models, how to take photos of your models. I've given him a couple of my models, and I've asked him to make a diorama as well. So hopefully we'll be able to showcase how to do all that type of things to really bring out your love of the hobby. So there's lots of things we want to do. My daughter, she's also autistic, and she's noticed that a lot of autism research goes into boys. Now, as a girl, she's got friends who suffer the condition as well, and so she's hoping in the future to write a blog. Perhaps we'll do some kind of podcast or something. We've got ideas we're mulling over to address how autism affects girls, because it affects it in everybody in their own different ways. I heard a quote that if you've met one autism person, you've met one autistic person, because autism it's so unique. However, there's a lot of factors and a lot of things that can help us understand that. So that's our hope for the future. These ideas, as we get comments and feedback from people, that will help us to really tailor what we're trying to do. Now, I will admit I'm not an expert on autism. It wasn't something I really considered. So I'm kind of approaching it through the lens of really only a few months ago coming to the realization that this is what I've got. So part of this will be an exploration of me coming to understand what the condition is, how it's affected me. I'll look back over my life and try to understand the condition myself, and hopefully maybe some people my age who've tried to understand why they behave a certain way, maybe we can help each other and come to an understanding of the condition, hopefully build something for the future. So that's what a roll of the dice is. Like I said, we do have a website which you'll be able to go to, see what social media we're doing, see what products we're selling, we're offering, and hopefully we can build something that will be able to help support my family, and I'll be able to help my children to get an income and support themselves. And who knows, we might be able to have a few laughs along the way as well. So my name's Paul. That's really lovely talking to you.